All right, so I tried to articulate this point on a message board and totally screwed it up. So I'm gonna make sure I get it right out here on the national pundit, with you. So here's what it is. It doesn't matter whether it's a mobile quarterback. Doesn't matter if it's a dual quarterback. Lincoln Riley's really got to get back to USC football up under center. And so the front of the congregation, I would like to call out Coach Gannon for the Arizona Cardinals, who took Kyler Murray having 5% of snaps up under center, so in 1 year increasing him to 25%. And how I want to correlate that to USC is, well, when we were at our finest, that's what we were doing, lining up, playing up under center football, handing the ball off, play action, bootleg, etc. And as I told you on the last show, we've gotten so far removed from that. Also, this would have been the ideal year to get back to the basics on a basic balanced playbook for a guy like Miller Moss, right? What's the kid's name? Jacoby Lane. That should have been Mike Williams, Dwayne Jarrett, Kyron Hudson, and everybody else should have been Steve Smith. And like all the pieces were there to play that basic role for what it is that USC is. I mean, let's be very transparent. USC was one of the last schools to ultimately go to the shotgun in the early 2000s, right? So Lincoln's got to get back to who and what we are. This would have been the ideal year to have the two-back set, right? That's a USC thing. Remember when we had the three? Stephon Gable, Joe McKnight, CJ. I mean, like we've always had a plethora of backs that we've played everybody. It's always been like that with the receivers, but we still had our 1 and 2s. Lincoln's just gotten away from a lot of it, man.
Yeah, I would have
going to be at the quarterback position.
I would have, Avery. Again, I've been calling for it. I'm a big Quinton Joyner fan. I've heard Coach Rowe, also a Quinton Joyner fan. It's not like you want to take. You know, I think Woody is your running back one. Okay, that guy is super. He's underrated. People just don't. They're underrating Woody. He's special. But just switch him up late in games. He's hard. I mean, when you look at him, Woody's strong, but when I see Quinton run the ball, it's like guys bounce off him. He's got those big thighs, those big running back thighs, and dudes are just bouncing off him. He almost never goes down on first contact, and he's always getting at least back to the line and then some. He's putting out more of a hit that he's ever taken, Coach. And so I'm wondering, when you throw the ball 50 games last game, why not throw it 40 times and then mix in Quinton Joyner? Because the second part of this is Quinton Joyner's dad's not happy, and I don't blame him. I mean, this kid can be playing almost anywhere in the country. He's from Texas, and I know a couple of schools right around that area would love to have him as a running back. And it's just a shame because he couldn't be a difference maker for this team.
I would say this, and if I was to talk to Quinton Joyner's dad, I would say that I think the only reason why he's not getting the ball as much as people think he should be getting the ball is because I think they're trying to save his body because he is going to be the bell cow next year. That's the only thing I can say. I would say the first thing I wanted, you butchered all my teammates' names. It's Stephon Johnson, CJ Gable, and Joe McKnight. But the problem with going back to Smashmouth football is, are you willing to have Iowa-type games? Are you willing to have Michigan-type games? Are you willing to have Army-Navy-type games? Smashmouth football takes a lot off the clock. And to be honest with you, the fullback doesn't exist anymore. So who's going to be your fullback? You could do it out of there. You can run power, but just lining up in the I formation is a thing of the past, and you have to adapt to the game. That's just like lining up in old school 4-3. Nobody really does that anymore. It's really 4-2-5 schemes with the extra defensive back just because where the game is gone. So it'll be a hard get to find a fullback for you to run any type of counter, power, lead, or any type of ISO. We just have to learn how to adjust. And I don't think it's so much of not playing Smashmouth football. I think it's more of the air raid scheme. If it was more run and shoot, Urban Meyer style, Chip Kelly's type offense where you run the ball a little bit more, you run a little bit of midline in it, or you have some type of counter and you do run power with the tight end that's like an H-back, I think we'll be more satisfied than just this air raid scheme where we're running power and counter with just two pulling guards, which is a lower success rate than if you do have a H-back.
Yeah, well, I mean, true, yeah. I mean, I liked what they were doing, though, Coach, with the H-back. You bring Eldridge around, and they were actually lining up a couple times. You would see Lake McCree before he got hurt, lining up as a fullback. But, I hear you saying that center of gravity and just hitting that hole like a true 39 fullback would do. then you know that fullback position. I know it's dear to your heart. Avery, anything else for us?
Hey, I respect that. You know what I'm saying? There's no traditional fullback. I mean, even when Lane was here, Red Ellison was getting it done. I get what you're saying. I just feel like we still can incorporate some of that now to have a balance, and it would be, to me, a little more beneficial, as opposed to, I honestly still see some of the same concepts in the offense from Graham Harrell and the gumbo offense with T. Martin and Clay Helton. So I mean, I don't really see, just don't see it.
Yeah.
No. I agree with you. And that's what I'm saying. Maybe I didn't explain it well enough. So Lincoln Riley runs.
I just was trying to get it out. I apologize. I don't want to.
No. You're fine. It's on my end. So Lincoln Riley runs more of an air raid. Chip Kelly, Urban Meyer, even the guys at Penn State, they run more of a gap scheme, and they're more of a run first offense. And so their power, they have true H-backs. Lake McCree's a tight end. You know what I mean? Rhett Ellison was a tight end. But Penn State, Ohio State, Oregon used to have it. They have true H-backs who will get up there and down and dirty or gritty blockers. We don't have that down and dirty, gritty type of blocker that will be the lead guy to run the old school football. Now, is it too late to get it? No, that's what recruitment is for. So it is possible, but we don't have that because our roster is more built for the air raid, up tempo, fast, compared to like the guys who are true run first, like true gap scheme guys. If that blames it a little bit more, if that explains it a little bit better.
Yeah, and if we all had, I mean, I love Lake McCree, but to Penn State, the Penn State guy, Warren, that guy plays like what 11 positions for you guys.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's the tight end role, and even Riley to a degree, it doesn't go full on, Kolnicki like just scheming him open left and right, which I would, by the way, wish they would do with Lake McCree. The guy is super talented. I mean, if he's 100% healthy, we really need to get Lake more involved in the game, because when he's making catches, this offense seems to roll a hell of a lot better.
Yeah,
but
I agree
anything
with
else
you.
for us?
No, man. Just glad to call and talk to you guys. Appreciate you having something going on Tuesday, man. So, thanks, man.
Yeah, no, thank you, Avery. Again, Avery is our world traveler, or at least our our United States traveler. I never know where he's going to pop up. So Avery, thank you for calling in as always.